Are we live? Okay. I mean, this could all be.
Yeah,
I think that's the cool thing is we don't have to be
rigid.
Yeah, because you can cut all this out.
Yeah. Or I can keep it on.
This will be like a blooper reel.
This is the intro.
Yeah, it should be. And keep in mind that we are completely ignorant and uneducated on everything we talk about.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to act like we're experts on any of this.
We are not.
Today, we are talking about dudes in an original band who hate on dudes in a cover band.
Who absolutely hate. Like, it's one of their... Like, I feel like there's so many bad things going on in this world, and that's number one on their list.
Yeah, they hate it.
They absolutely...
They hate it.
Can't stand it. And I played in original bands, and
a lot of the guys. Hold on, I gotta say, the mayor is calling.
The mayor is literally calling Kenny right now.
So we were, we had to take a little bathroom break.
We had to take a potty break.
So these guys, okay, so the guys in an original band, I don't understand why they literally hate cover bands. I don't get it.
It's because, and I'm not gonna lie, I definitely had my moment
Sure.
when I in my early 20s.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, I wouldn't totally hate it. I'd still come to Bourbon Street and hang out, and have a good time.
Yeah.
But it was all because it's the art of it, and you're not writing your own material. And
Yeah,
you're
I get that.
And you're making money off of somebody else, and da 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 da.
I do get that, but I think some of the guys are extreme about it. It's like, okay, fine, but just because you're doing original material doesn't mean it's any good either.
Exactly.
I was just gonna say, if I wrote an original song, it'll probably be very bad. But I'm not gonna go hate on cover bands.
And
because I wrote an original song.
And when it goes from that, when you hear cover bands suck, and there's guys in cover bands that we play with, and actually every major cover band, musician-wise, they would absolutely destroy a lot of these.
Oh yeah,
original musicians, and not knocking them, but it's they play every weekend,
right? And you're making money.
It's
really like we always talk about. It's still a job here, so it's There's I get it, but it is still a job, and a lot of guys in major cover bands in Chicago have side projects where they're doing, so they have that outlet of where they could be creative. And like
Chuck in our band, he just put out an EP last week.
Yeah. Chuck, the guitarist in the Hairband Night, has a solo project, all original.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie's our drummer's in an original band. I mean, we can go down the list through all the bands.
Yeah.
A bunch of the guys in Ron Burgundy's got a lot of their own.
Marcus with the boy band. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, none of those guys. A lot of the times, those guys are financing the original project from the money they're making from the cover band stuff.
Yeah.
So it's, I almost look at it, it's like two different worlds, because, as far as Bourbon Street and booking, and it's I'd love to have original music in here and support, local musicians in that fashion, but it's not feasible most of the time as far as staying in business.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we found a way to keep local musicians working, but as doing cover band stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we still could support local musicians, but it's got to be in a cover band fashion.
Yeah, I mean, and I got my balls busted when I went from, the original to the cover world, but I'm not gonna lie, I think a lot of it is more or less animosity, because when they find out, I know what original bands make at shows.
Yeah.
And when you tell... When I can make more in one show with a cover band myself than an original band can make in a week, as I'm talking the band total, I think there's a lot of animosity towards that, and it's just something that's never going to go away.
Yeah,
it's just not going to. People are always going to be butthurt about it.
My God.
Maybe I think we should just invite all of these guys, all the really crazy ones. I see them on Facebook all the time, and why don't you know what? But like you mentioned Bourbon Street, how they're giving musicians just in general an opportunity. I see a lot of these bands posting on, like, if Bourbon Street made a post promoting, say, the boy band night or the hair band night or 16 Candles, people will make comments underneath like, well, you know, screw this, why don't you support local music and da 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 da.
Right, but at the end of the day, a lot of our so on, you know, with my side project, with all the bands that we make, we use local musicians for everything.
Yeah.
So it's like we are supporting local musicians. And at the end of the day, it might not be directly supporting them doing original music, but it might be financing them to do side projects and stuff.
And it could also help pay their bills, so they, in their spare time,
so they can have electricity at their apartment.
Yes, yeah. So they can have electricity to fire up their amplifiers and all that. And I think that's the best way to look at it. But so many are they just look down at you, they frown upon you that you're in a cover band.
But look at like say like Local H and stuff. They do a lot of covers in their show.
Yeah.
And they're awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll see some bands that use they might do a cover to, like, Limp Bizkit doing Faith. Like you might do a cover to just get some attention.
Yeah.
And it works.
Orgy, Blue Monday. That's what
exactly.
They do. Yeah.
Blue Monday, like, I mean, dude, there's a huge list of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe the band didn't want to do that. Maybe it was the label, but at the end of the day, it's basically a marketing tool.
Yeah.
Because you're using that just to get attention to your band, and then you can turn them on to your other material.
Right. Like Local H released, they covered Lord's Team.
Oh, I remember that.
And that was like a radio thing. And
Q101 or KQX was playing it.
And they record covers all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're all the time.
It's like, dudes, are you going to knock them?
Right.
Because I dare you to.
Right.
You know, and even Scott has had side cover bands. You know, and it's like it's something that the thing that I like the most about it is of the 5 or 6 years I was in an original band, I didn't really improve as much as a player.
Yeah.
When I started playing in the cover bands, I'm a way better musician than I was.
Because you're trying to learn a lot of different parts that you never would have.
Parts, styles.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, I played it's almost 3 hours of hair metal, and then I played 2 hours of Nirvana.
Yeah.
It's totally different shit. And then I've played in cover bands doing Britney Spears and pop stuff like that. And you don't really realize it until you learn the songs. Like, wait a second, like there really are different styles to all this, and you become a more apt musician, and you're playing more. And we all like to play. If you're in an original band, you play live maybe fucking 10 times a year.
Yeah.
Unless you're touring and then you're on the road and you're playing in front of nobody, making no money.
Which gets old fast.
It gets old. When I was in my mid to early 20s, it was great. It was fun, but there's no way in hell I'm doing that now.
Yeah, and the weird thing is a lot of the guys in the bigger, whatever you want to call it, the bigger cover bands coming out of Chicago, they don't necessarily even like or would listen to what they even play in their band. You know, it's they all dig a whole different genre of music personally. So it's like, it really is just, you know, finding a way to make money and to, ultimately at the end of the rainbow, do what you're passionate about. So, and you're still playing music.
Yeah.
You're still entertaining. You're still getting a chance to go on stage and do your thing in front of a lot more people usually.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Marcus is a really good example with the boy band.
Yeah.
Like, he plays in metal bands, he does the big metal festivals in Europe, and then he's here and he plays in the boy band. But the cool thing about that is seeing, and Marcus is also my cousin, we grew up together. And so we were like playing Metallica and shit and all that stuff. And somehow, like maybe 15, 20 years ago, he just far surpassed me as a guitar player.
Yeah.
But it's cool watching him play.
His hair is longer.
His hair is longer.
Why.
And it's got like a wave to it. And he's got guns. And he's got like really good big calf.
He's got calves.
He's got calves. I got to work on that. But watching him play this stuff, there's something that's cool about that. It's like,
he plays the boy band stuff, but if you want, like, he don't change his style.
No, he plays it like a metalhead.
If you saw him playing in Germany with his metal band, and you saw him playing, you know, at Bourbon Street with the boy band night, he's playing the same way.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of having him in the boy band night. It gives the boy band night like an edgy, fucking shredding guitar player, it's
awesome.
Which is taking that band to another level.
Yeah.
Basically.
And in that case, I dare you to tell Marcus that he sucks or that he's a fucking moron for being in a cover band.
Yeah.
I dare you to. But like, and we're not sitting there like going to like anytime I can, I'll go catch a local show. I'll try to support local music as much as I can.
We used back in the day. That's all we would do.
That's all we did.
We were going to the little cafes around, whatever the hell.
Cafe Nisa.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were playing in the Ice Arena side room, like wherever you could play. An original band will play wherever they can play.
Yeah,
and we did all that for years. Yeah. That's what we did on the weekends, or you guys would set up a show, whether it be State and Madison or Idler, all the bands that you were in.
Yeah,
we did that scene for a long time. Before I was at Bourbon Street, and basically started focusing more on the covers.
I mean, we even with State and Madison, we did a couple shows here. We did some
Smoking Popes, right?
The Smoking Popes.
With the Smoking Popes, yeah.
And like that was cool. It's just it's and I think that was a good sign of. I mean, there was an okay amount of people for that show, but you'd think for the Smoking Popes, which are a bigger local band, were, like, that the crowd would have been bigger. And it's unfortunately, it wasn't.
Well, that's what's funny is you get the comments like, oh, you should be, how about some original music, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you get all that comments. Okay, then you finally do the show. Okay, where are you all at?
Yeah.
Where is everybody at that is asking for this?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if there's support, we'll support it if you support it.
Yeah.
Fans will support it.
Yeah.
So it's like, every once in a while we will do the show, like you said.
Yeah.
But if it's not supported, we can't do it.
No.
So it's like, that's why. If we were getting more fan support from original music, then we would do more original music.
And something that I've gone to tell people is, like, dudes in bands, I'm like, well, why don't you give clubs a reason to want to have you? Like, the local scene now, I don't pay as much attention to it, but there's not, like, when I reach in every once in a while, like, see what's going on at Metro or Beat Kitchen or stuff like that, I'm not seeing the sold out shows like it was back in the day when me and my bands were coming up and all my friends' bands.
Right.
There's not this big, like, push for anything. So, if you're in a local band, why don't you give a club a reason to reach out to you? Like, be like, hey, we can bring 200-300 people in here.
Right.
And
well, that's the thing. What comes to mind is, we used to do locally Southside Stellar Road.
Yeah.
We used to do Stellar Road a couple times a year, maybe once or twice a year. But they worked hard as a band, and they had a following, and you could trust having them do a show here and it be a good night.
Yeah.
But they did the work, and they were a great band, very like Dave Matthews-ish type music, but they did a great job and had a good fan base, so you could feel comfortable as a club booking them.
You knew people were going to come in.
And it was nice to do that once in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
But nowadays, we do local H, Wish Fest will bring in, they had Third Eye Blind, OAR last year.
Yeah.
Here and there we'll do, Judah and the Lion was here, so we'll do stuff like that here and there, but
it's got to make sense.
Yeah, 95% of the time it's got to be cover bands.
Yeah, yeah.
And like we talked about episodes ago, Chicago is probably the biggest cover band scene in the United States.
Yeah,
I really believe that's true.
I don't see. I've been to every other major city, and there's nothing.
I mean, we are putting out. I mean, even and now there's a lot of the Chicago-based tributes and covers are national, are traveling nationally.
Yeah.
So it's like Chicago has become like this. We're just producing all this.
The hub.
It's great talent, and maybe at the end of the day, there is great musicians here. So being a cover band, goddammit.
Yeah, and I think I want more of a detailed explanation from a guy from somebody that hates it so much. Like, this gets so riled. Like these people get so riled up.
Just
like,
don't at the end. But it's more to me. It's just being ignorant, which is 99.9% of the bullshit on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because you're making comments and you don't know you don't know all the facts. You don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
If you're hating on somebody in a cover band, but at the end of the day, they might be the best fucking guitar player around.
Yeah.
Bass, whatever,
Yeah.
musician-wise. Like we said, some of the musicianship in the bands in Chicago and the cover bands and tribute bands is top.
Yeah.
It's top. It's not bullshit.
You can't mess around because if you have shitty players,
right,
you're not going to do your job, and
especially
you're not
now because the scene is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, like take Nashville. You go to Nashville to be an original, and all I hear is like how good just random dudes playing for tips are. Everybody's fucking good.
Yeah.
So you better be good as fuck if you're gonna go down to Nashville and try to make it.
Yeah.
But you also better be good as fuck if you're gonna try to make it as a cover band in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's not just hey, get a couple of your friends,
learn Jesse's
drinking
Girl and just roll. Yeah.
Which maybe you could play the dive bar scene. But
you're not.
If you want to make some serious money, it's legit.
Yeah.
It's legit.
Yeah.
So if you're hating, if you're an original guy and you're hating on cover bands, maybe, put a little explanation. Like, what is your problem exactly?
What is your
problem?
What's the specific problem?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss what do you do when you have to take a pee on stage.
Jan 27 at 115 Bourbon Street, the Ron Burgundies are back. Have you seen them yet?
I have seen them. Okay. I saw them Joe's Live.
These guys are
unreal.
Yeah, it's the best band ever. Yeah. Toto, Hall & Oates, Huey Lewis, Kenny Loggins, all live horns, keys, multiple vocalists.
Oh, it's great.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
That's Jan 27, Saturday night, 115 Bourbon Street, the Ron Burgundies.
Z105.
And we're back!
We now return to your regular programming.
So you're on stage. Okay, so the scenario would be either you're about to go on, like the intro is playing, you got to take a piss, or you're on stage and you got to take a piss during a show. What's your move?
What's my protocol?
Because there's a few different things that I've seen. Is there? I mean, obviously the first option is to hold it.
You hold it as long as you can.
Yeah. But I do understand. I mean, that's hard sometimes. If you're doing a straight set with no break, and like it's 3 songs in and you got to take a piss, and it's like you got another almost 3 hours.
Yes,
that's tough.
What the way that I do it, the half hour before we play.
Yeah.
I will piss maybe 3 times. I will go in
just force
just to be like,
yeah,
all right, I gotta let this out.
Yeah.
But when we're on stage. Luckily, Andrew and I have it. We have this down to a T.
Yeah.
To where, if he's got to pee and he's like, I gotta fucking piss.
Yeah.
He'll tell me like mid song.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I gotta run off and piss, and then once we're done, right before he goes off, he'll smack me on the back.
Yeah.
So then I know to talk on the mic.
And then he'll run off. That's great. This is great insider information.
Yes, and it'll be the same thing, vice versa. I'll be like, I gotta run off. I've seen guys at Bourbon with their wireless, literally go all the way to the bathroom and keep playing.
I think Mel Washington does that.
He does.
I think I've seen him do that. In fact, I had an entire conversation. So, Two White Crew played Halloween. This has nothing to do with pissing, but
no,
it has nothing to do with anything. But they were playing, and I had an entire conversation. Mel was off the stage for some reason. And me and him literally had a full conversation while he played an entire song on bass. And I'm like, and we were just talking about, we were just bullshitting. I'm like, are you fucking playing right now? And then he went back up. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But that's Mel Washington. So, I mean, that's not.
Not everybody is Mel Washington.
Yeah, he's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
He's not everyday people.
But the best way to do it That's the way that we'll do it. Like,
here-
we'll actually go to the bathroom and pee. Some people.
There's some. It depends where you're playing. So if you're playing at like either the two Joes, the bathroom's pretty accessible, quick. You don't have to fight the crowd. You can get right in and right out. Bourbon Street and some smaller places, there's not a bathroom right next to the stage.
Yeah.
Which sucks, and it's one thing that We've tried to do at Bourbon, but the plumbing and the way things are laid out, it's just not possible.
Yeah.
But so what do you do? Like say bucket, garbage can. It's just. Sometimes you just have to.
I would. A Gatorade bottle is ideal.
See, I'm always scared that I'm gonna fill it. And it's gonna overfill.
You always
I've
gotta
done
get the
that in
bigger
a car before.
I've done that like in Dumb and Dumber when he's filling up the
you don't
beer
realize
bottles.
how much.
Until you're I pee in water bottles on the regular. I do.
But you don't realize how much you actually piss until you piss into like a water bottle because you fill it up in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I've done it in a car a million times.
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot.
I always think of Dumb and Dumber when he's filling up the bottles.
12 bottles.
Yeah. I can't stop. It stings. But I think if you're on stage, you should have a.
You almost need a contingency plan, like you just said.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be like. A venue has like an emergency exit plan. A band needs to have an emergency piss plan, because there's no time to take a shit.
No.
That's not happening.
No. But I have played shows where, I'm not going to say any names, where a certain band member, multiple times, multiple different nights, had to run off
Don't say it.
and shit.
How long were they gone?
Song or two? But they were definitely, it was, I have skipped songs or moved the set around to accommodate.
I mean,
it's been years, but
Yeah.
I have a really funny story. My buddies are friends with the Fray, the band.
Yeah.
So we went and saw them once at Summerfest. Long story short, after the show, the drummer's telling the story. Now, their production is set up where everybody is on camera at all times.
Yeah.
Their whole back thing is a big video wall,
Yeah.
so you can see everybody at all
Yeah.
times. Drummer has to take a piss.
okay.
The singer decides, in front of there's like 35,000 people
Yeah.
here. They were supposed to do a ballad. He's like, all right, I'm going to run off and piss during the ballad.
Yeah.
The singer skips that ballad. So the drummer's playing, and he's like, I had to do it. He's like, I looked down, I'm wearing black pants. He's
He
like,
pissed his pants?
He pissed his pants on stage while he's playing.
Well, I guess if you did have black pants on.
He's got black pants. You like from watching the show, you had no idea. But he pisses his pants, and he had to sit in his pee pants
Oh my
for a song or two until that ballad came up.
And then he went and changed his pants?
He went. He told his tech right away. He's like, have a pair of pants ready for me, and have a new drum throne.
That's great.
So what they did, got a new. His tech was
Switched.
ready, switched it out, and then. He did say that they were going to save that stool, and then at the end of the tour, they were going to prank one of the bands by putting it in their trailer. I don't know if they did, but that's
great. I bet every band has a bathroom-related story.
You have to.
Of being on stage. See, this is the kind of shit. That's why you need to listen to this podcast. We are giving you behind-the-scenes shit here, literally.
It's like an advice column.
Yeah. So have a plan in place. If you're any band, this doesn't matter, obviously, what the hell kind of band you're in, or any kind of performer.
Yeah.
You need a contingency plan
if you have to
go to the bathroom.
Yes.
So just do it.
Piss off.
Just don't piss on the floor.
Yeah.
At least have a bucket, garbage can, water bottle, whatever.
And be careful urinating outside of clubs as well.
Yeah. Because public urination, you have to register as a sex offender.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Because I got to check on it. But if you run for office, we need to figure it. Because that doesn't seem right to me.
No.
Because my roommate got caught pissing in an alley, and like you got to go to court and blah blah blah. And I think if you're found guilty, you
could be registered.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because you're exposing yourself technically.
But weed is not legal.
Don't expose. Well, yeah, weed's illegal.
Keep your wee wee in your pants unless you're in a private area. Penis. Well, that wraps up this episode. Please join us next week as we discuss hotel room protocol when you're on the road and planning to hook up. We'll also discuss the Super Bowl and the government shutdown. So we will see you guys next week.